Bombe di calciomercato Milan edition. This morning we spoke about the potential, most likely first signing of Luka Modric under this new DS Iglitare. Today we have to talk about the first sale, Tijjani Reijnders officially moving on to Manchester City. I know what everybody's thinking. Why did they sell their best player? Who's going to score those 15 goals for Milan this season? Big question marks. A lot of fans, including myself, shocked at the number that they sold him for. I think initially everybody thought they were going to sell him for a bit more. They were talking between 70 and 75 million euros. At the end, it's a 55 million euro base price, plus about 15 million euros in bonuses. Now, there is a logic to it. 10 million euros are very easily obtainable. That would get Milan about 65 million euros, plus another 5 that are a bit harder to get. But if he does get them, then Milan will get a price of 70 million euros. So the logic behind it is that Milan, when they bought Tijjani Reijnders, there was a clause that said that 10% would go back to the original club. And so by selling them or selling him at a lower price, then Milan only has to give a smaller amount back to that club. I don't remember if it was PSV, Feyenoord. I apologize, I don't remember right now. So at the end, Milan will have to give back like 5.5 million euros instead of a bigger amount. Now, that being said, what happens if he flops completely? Well, Milan only gets 55 million euros because if he doesn't get the bonuses, then Milan is stuck with a 55 million euro sale. That being said, it is a plusvalenza of 38 million euros straight into the books. Milan will once again finish the season with a positive balance in the books. I know fans, including myself, don't care about the books. But that is not the case for this management. And Furlani said something very interesting a couple of weeks ago. He said, we don't have the necessity to sell our bigs. However, that doesn't mean that they won't. He didn't say we will not sell our bigs. He said we don't have the necessity to sell our big players. And right now at Milan, it seems like anybody and everybody is on the transfer market, whether it be Magna, Theo, we saw Tijjani Reijnders, some people are talking Leao, some people are talking Pulisic. We'll see what happens. But at the same time, how many times last year, nelle post partite, we said, sell them all. Sell them all because they're atrocious to watch. None of them put their effort in. And so I think Tare came in with the plan that if you get the right amount of money for the players that played last year, he would sell them and start fresh. And I think this is where they're going. Don't forget, Magna hasn't signed his new contract yet. He hasn't renewed. Theo hasn't renewed. His contract ends at the end of 2026. And so unless of major developments, if they don't renew guys, they have to be sold this year. And so Milan will be very much shaken up. It will completely be changed for next season. And don't forget that by signing Allegri, you'll have to figure out the players that fit with the Allegri system. And some of these players don't fit. And I'm sure that Allegri will be looking at them and say, you can't play on my team because you don't give the effort, you don't have that mentality. Allegri, a very boring soccer, but a very hardworking team all the time. So we'll see what happens there. Definitely, it will be a very rock and roll summer. A lot of changes, a very hectic summer for this Milan team. Like I said, a lot of changes coming up. We have no choice right now but to trust Tare and Allegri because that's the direction of this team. That's who they signed. We have to see who they sign with the money that they get, right? So today they got the 55 for Tijjani Reijnders plus the 14 of Kalulu, which Juventus decided to exercise the buying option on. So you're already at 70 million euros. What will you do with that money? That's the big question. How will you spend this money? They're talking about Ricci. They're talking about Rovella. We'll see. We will see. And don't forget, the Premier League is very different than Serie A. It doesn't mean that Tijjani Reijnders goes to Manchester City and breaks any records. He might go there and completely flop. Like his first season in Serie A was very hard for him. He didn't score as many goals, was a bit more constrained because of the tactics and everything else. This year, he exploded 15 goals. Like I said, who is going to score those 15 goals for Milan? Going to be a big question mark. But right now, we have to trust the process, I guess. I know with this management, it's hard to do. but we have no choice right now. Let me know what you think. Write in the comments, like, and subscribe.